Let's talk about how to write about comparison and contrast for your AP Lang rhetorical analysis essay. Comparison and contrast are pretty common rhetorical choices that writers can make. However, I cannot guarantee that they will be in the passage that's provided on this year's exam. Let's first start by talking about the difference. So comparison is when you are analyzing meaningful similarities. So you would say compares. This could be in the form of an analogy or a metaphor, possibly even an allusion. Contrast, on the other hand, is when you're analyzing a meaningful difference. So you could talk about contrast as a verb. You could also use the verb juxtaposes. So the first thing you want to do is figure out what the writer is comparing or contrasting, because there should essentially be two sides to the equation. So think about it this way. The writer compares this to this because... So why are they making that comparison? How is it helping their message, argument, or purpose? What are they trying to emphasize or reveal to the audience? Like, essentially, how is it helping further their point? If you need to dig deeper, then you could also look at the word choice within the comparison or the contrast. So let me give you a quick example. If you are familiar with the 2014 prompt where Abigail Adams is writing a letter to her son, John Quincy, she mentions this metaphor, essentially, comparing a judicious traveler to a river. Now, in the context of the letter, John Quincy is actually on a voyage to France, so he is, in fact, a traveler. And Abigail says in her letter that he didn't want to go. So she compares a traveler to a river because the river gets stronger the farther it gets away from its source. And it gets stronger because it gains nutrients. So what you would want to do is you'd want to talk about why she compares a traveler to a river. Well, if the river gets stronger the farther away it gets from its source, well, so does the traveler. So the traveler's source is home. John Quincy is far from home. And so what nutrients is he gaining? Well, presumably knowledge and experience. If you're taking the AP Lang exam this year, be sure to save this video. That way you can watch it again before exam day. Also, be sure to follow along because I'm going to be posting more content as the exam approaches, and I don't want you to miss any tips.